What was your "oh I might not be straight" moment? When I said to my friend this dude is cool. I wouldn't ask him out. But if he asked me I wouldn't refuse, turns out I'm gay and shy. When I was little and whenever I read books about a straight couple in love, and the woman was this fiery goddess, I never wanted to be the gorgeous woman in the book. I was curious about how it felt to fall for one. I loved the idea of it. Then I started to develop intense crushes on girls. My therapist was doing a series of quick questions and asked, "You like boys?" And I was like, "Yeah, and you like girls?" And I said, "No, I don't know." And he, "Well, straight people normally answer that one way differently." Then it hit me. At 23. That I'm not straight, might be bi, and all the watching reading lesbian PRN. Finding that actress pretty. Fantasizing about a girl 2 years my senior. Noticing great boobs. That wasn't me being so okay with being straight that I was okay with having experiences with women. I actually kinda like them, so yeah. In high school I tried out for football. The coach was showing us how to tackle. There I was. Getting full on body slammed by a 300-pound tank with a beard and arms bigger than tree trunks. I did not complain. Turns out I don't like football. I just like rough sex with bearish men. Also, erections while wearing a cup are very uncomfortable. Met a girl via Twitter through a tag. Started talking. Then moved to video calls. Every time a notification came up on my phone from her, I got that warm-faced, fuzzy chest feeling. We're just good friends, I said to myself, like a liar. She's just really sweet and I like talking to her. 4 months of this and one day she mentions Philip. I ask her who that is, as I'd never heard the name from her before. "Oh, that's my boyfriend." "Oh, okay. Recent boyfriend?" "No. We've been together 7 years." Around minute 5 of crying is when I realized. Crying about that and feeling like I'd gotten my heart broken wasn't normal. The day when I was 16 and had just realized that the only PRN that I had been watching up to that point for the last 5 years was the gay kind. You. Watching gay PRN. You. 5 years later. Still watching gay PRN. Wait a second. One time in high school, I knew a girl who was really attached to me. I had low self-esteem and she would always be happy with me and she would say things like, "You look cute today and that skirt matches your eyes." I never thought she liked me because I would just think, nobody can like me, or I would just think I was lucky to have someone so nice. It was by Valentine's Day she made me chocolate in a little pink lock and locker. She confessed her love to me. I almost fainted as I coughed in shock. Wrong reaction. She was confused but we talked it out. That year we went to prom together. She was my first best kiss that grade. And we were one of the most famous lesbian couples in our school. We later broke up because she was going to her dream college in California and we both agreed a long distance relationship wouldn't be good. Ever since, I knew I was gay AF. When my best friend came out as a lesbian and my brain went automatically, yes, we have a chance with her. Wait, so turns out I'm bi. Edit. By we I mean me, a dumbus, and whatever runs my emotions. And no, I did not say I had a chance with her out loud. Second edit. For clarification. No. We never got together. Turns out she was experimenting more than anything else and told me she didn't like women before I could even get the courage to tell her. We stopped being friends shortly after, for different reasons, and I have no way to contact her anymore. She never knew and probably never will. Lucy, if you're out there, I don't think about you anymore, except for this moment of my life that, in the end, is more about me than about you, but I once fancied the way you would smile at me a bit too much. Very first clue that I was bi was rewatching Harry Potter when I was 11 and wanting to make out with Hermione super bad. Then when I was 13, me and my friends were all at a sleepover and, since we were horny teens, we played spin the bottle. When I was 13/14 I was at a sleepover. We discussed our boys we fancied list, then our girl crush list. They named celebrities. I named like Holly from drama class, one of our female teachers, a girl in the year above, and was yeah she's pretty and she's so cute when she. I was then informed a girl crushes when you want to be this person or be like them, not be on them or kissing them and holding their hand while you walk round a Christmas market. And that's how I found out that being attracted to girls wasn't a straight person thing. Edit. So turns out a lot of people didn't understand girl crushes this, and now I think we should all create a support group and discuss ladies we want to take on a Christmas market date. Basically, I got a text from a guy I met at school. Literally never talked to him outside of that one class. The text said, "Hey, you're pretty hot. Wanna?" Now, I assumed that my reaction would be no, I'm straight. But I sat there and thought about it. Long story short, I thought he was pretty hot too. We chatted for a few days. Sent some pictures. Then we ed. I wrestled my best friend in middle school and realized in the middle of it that I prefer it when he's on top of me. Edit. Woo, this blew up. Let's hope he's not a redditor. Ah cute, oh ah cute. And yes, we hooked up later, you middle-aged suburban women you. Novel is out soon. Being 14 and realizing I preferred lesbian erotic novels over anything else. I wrote a very long diary entry in late middle school about how beautiful my best friend looked as she slept at a sleepover. I wrote in detail about her fluttering eyelashes, her smooth skin, her parted lips, her deep breathing, etc. I closed it out by saying that I'm not homosexual and I never would be. I just thought my best friend was a beautiful soul. We started dating a couple months later. Was year 10 UK, maybe 15. On a school trip to the US. Shared a 2 double bedroom with 3 upper 6th, 17-18 guys. This would be back in 2007-ish. When skinny indie kids with greasy hair were the thing. One of them was this guy, who was 18, and I thought he was so mature and grown up. He wore a proper thick woolen trench coat and told stories about girls giving blowjobs under it. Which to a 15-year-old felt like I was talking to some sort of wizard. He had very pale grey blue eyes, but with dark skin and messy curly dark hair, so they really stood out. No. They decided that being squeamish around other boys was kinda uncool. So this guy decided after his shower to walk across the room stark bollock naked to get dressed. And he was really thin, but muscular with it. And that was the first time I'd really looked at a cock before. Because he stood there toweling off with a bit of a smirk. As if he was trying to make me uncomfortable. I was not uncomfortable. Going down on my high school best friend in the science room storage closet. If anyone asks. Realizing that a male friend was objectively more attractive than my girlfriend. Took me another 20 years to admit to myself that I was bi. Though. Megara from Hercules, and Hercules. Chell from Road to El Dorado. Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Lola Bunny in Space Jam. And quite recently reignited my passion for men too, Zagreus from Hades. When I saw a woman dressed in a business suit, but with a skirt. She had on heels and tights with a black line going up the back of her legs. That sight with the click of her heels. I didn't just like boys. Sitting there googling am I a lesbian quizzes lol. Well, the first sign probably should have been lil 4th grade me. After learning of the existence of gay people. Laying there at night thinking. AWW man. Gay girls are so lucky. Wish I could date a girl. Oh well. Guess I'll marry a man. Or the countless times groups of girls would be obsessing over how cute some dude was and I'd be standing there like. Or maybe the fantasies I had in 6th grade about me dating a girl I was friends with. But for some reason I didn't even begin to consider the possibility of not being straight until I got the most intense crush of my life. The kind that physically hurts because you want the other person so badly. On a friend of mine who was a girl. Hence the googling lol. Took me another 2 or 3 years to really accept it. Even now I have a girlfriend and occasionally doubt myself, but I know that's just my dumbest brain overthinking everything. I'm dying lol. I wish I was gay. Edit. I don't want to be that guy. But wow, this blew up. I just love when women. College. I had a GF through high school, so assumed I was bi because I had a GF. Even though I looked at the boys way more than any girl. I was reading a blog and it said bisexuality was imagining yourself married to either gender and being happy with it. It's probably not an accurate statement, but I figured yeah, I'd be totally fine with either. Later on I thought about the sex part. Was completely repulsed and learned the term azul. I was over my friend's house and he took a shower and came back to his room naked and started playing Fortnite naked. I was way too interested in looking at him that I knew I wasn't straight. That's kind of odd. Why wouldn't he put on clothes with company over? Girls be looking way cuter and I developed some feels. But the solidifying moment was during a girl's sleepover where we played truth or dare and I had to kiss this girl. Oh boy, I did not want that moment to end. I don't think I'm gay, since in relationship dynamics I much more prefer the company of women. However, since the first time I went to the Louvre at 13, I was really fascinated with all those statues and paintings of naked men. So yeah, I'd say a beautiful body is a beautiful body. No matter the sex. I'll drink to that, bro. More NSFW than other examples. I'm heteroromantic. Easily. But I found out I'm bi curious when I found myself fapping to the idea of getting topped out of nowhere. And rather than be disgusted, it just kind of felt arousing. I worked with a guy who kept pestering his wife to try an L. He was very open. And this was why before it became more mainstream. In the end she said I will if you will. So they bought a strap-on and it turned out she didn't like receiving, but they both loved her giving. He had no desire to be topped by another guy but loved getting pegged. There's definitely a spectrum in sexuality. Me telling my wife I'm totally straight, but Neil Patrick Harris is hot. I'm totally straight, but Brendan Urie is hot. I'm totally straight, but Dan Levy is hot. I might not be totally straight. I've been watching lesbian PRN since I discovered what PRN was. Dudes in PRN made me uncomfortable. It was at age 17 I realized that I'm probably not as straight as I thought. Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is beyond sexual orientation. That's what I say to myself. Anyways. The Mummy Returns. Jade from Victorious. She made little 11-year-old me feel a certain type of way. I blame Jade for the fact that I'm now a lesbian. Making out with girls in 5th grade and liking it. I'm madless. Australian accent. I honestly still say straight. But deep down I know if the right Aussie hit on me I'd be saying B as soon as I crawled out of their bed and caught my breath. When I realized I enjoy watching women more in PRN. And that I find female anatomy more beautiful and arousing than men. But then again, I love dicks. And feel mentally more connected to men. So, long story short, I just realized I'm a bisexual. I was fascinated by a girl at school. Aged 17. She was so cool and confident. Didn't care what people thought. Started thinking about her a little too much. Didn't think anything of it really. It was only when she invaded my thoughts when I was with my boyfriend that I realized. 2 years later I came out as a lesbian and haven't looked back. When I searched for PRN and found a website that made me click which option I wanted to see, I clicked gay. It all started when I was little and saw Rocky Horror Picture Show for the first time. Tim Curry started singing Sweet Transvestite. Threw off that cloak. And it awoke something deep in me. He looked dead SSI in that lingerie. Then as a teenager I went to a party where I played truth or dare. I was dared to kiss a boy. And I enjoyed that. Then I was dared to kiss a girl. And I liked that too. And suddenly things started to fall into place. Turns out, I'm pan and pay no attention to gender when it comes to who I'm attracted to. I like the wine, not the label. Heather Graham in that Austin Powers movie. And again in Boogie Nights. I had to do some serious soul searching. Had a fantasy and may or may not have enjoyed it. When I was young, about 14, I fantasized about girls kissing me and touching me, and I absolutely loved it. Made me realize I was bi. Had a huge crush on Gillian Anderson, and when she did that famous FHM front cover, I wished I was gay so I could openly drool over her. Long story short, that's how I discovered that bisexual was a thing. I was sitting next to this girl Elizabeth in my 5th grade class. We had to share a science book. And we made a game of hiding the science book in each other's desks and saying you have the science book. And playing that game with her gave me butterflies. When she signed my yearbook, that eye was fun to sit by. I about died. Me and my best mate decided we should work out if we were gay or not by sucking each other off. He had massive rod on and asked me to go first. And I couldn't do it. He went down on me like a dog eating hot chips. He's gay. I'm only willing to get sucked off. I was never into sports. And I spent my weekends going to the mall with girls. My dad was very concerned and asked if I was gay. I literally had to think about it and imagined myself sucking a dick. It did nothing for me. So I decided I was not gay. I checked a girl out. Was at a party. Sober as a nun. And this girl walks by and I'm like, damn. Figured out 2 things about myself that day. First was that sexuality is a moving target, and though I still consider myself mostly straight, I wouldn't kick a pretty girl out of my bed. The second is that, apparently, I'm into gingers. Seeing Jennifer Lawrence spin in that red dress in Hunger Games. It was just a oh god. Oh moment. TFW, you learn your B through young adult enjoyments. Probably David Bowie existing. Looking back, many things have, but if I had to pick the earliest memory, I'd say 1st grade taekwondo. New kid comes to class and I remember thinking that's a cute boy. Ha. Came out after college. I'm still attracted to and hook up with women here and there, but am otherwise as gay as can be. A year ago I was at a scout camp. And there was a guy there with this absolutely amazing hair, and I was like, that's really cool. I've felt similar tendencies since then. And a couple of friends coming out to me has given me some new confidence, and I may start telling people soon. Edit. After posting this I realized this might be somewhat unclear. So to clarify, I tend to really enjoy playing with looking at people's hair. I'd call myself bisexual but leaning straight. Though. I'm a little slow because it took me way too long to realize that a crush isn't the same as sexual attraction. I thought I was just prude or something, but then female friends talked about actual physical reactions to wanting sex with someone and I was like, that's a thing? Lol, I was already an adult and had no idea. I thought it was like having a crush on someone. So yeah. I'm definitely asexual. Making out with my 3 best friends every weekend in middle school to practice for kissing boys. But doing it every single weekend. Just needed more practice, I guess, hahaha. Many years later. I think it was that time when I started experiencing lower back pain. Well, I hate to say it, but I saw this picture of Harry Styles a while back and it occurred to me. When reading the comments on this post, I realized I was asexual when my husband and his friends were talking about which Hollywood star they were attracted to and I couldn't think of anyone. I asked my friends and some of them had lists. I'm like, how can you want to have sex with someone you don't know? And found out no, really lots of people have instant attraction or lust. I wasn't sexually attracted to my husband until I known him weeks. He informed me he was attracted to me as soon as he saw me and even changed his class schedule so we'd have more classes together. Spending too long focused on the pages of women's underwear in my mum's oven catalogs when I was a kid. 18 or so years later and I still don't damn know. I saw my now girlfriend dance at a queer club she invited me to with friends. When she started dancing with another girl, I felt jealous. My thought process was literally, oh damn. She's got moves. Well, that was hot. Wait. Who the is this bitch? Wait. Why do I care? Am I jealous? Wait. Am I gay? Holy, I might be gay. Q crushing and blushing, really eyeing hard on her for about 10 days before we had our first kiss. Been with her for almost 2 years now. Can confirm. I'm gay. I didn't have one. It was only after I typed "am I the only one who doesn't want a sex?" into Google. After years of trying to be straight. And one of the answers was maybe you're not straight. Ever heard of sexuality? That I got it. I didn't know it was an option before then. Otherwise it would have clicked years before. When I sucked a dude's dick, probably. Rihanna. I went to a Sweet 16 party. I walked in and, this has never happened before or after, I saw this guy and my brain went whoa. WTF just happened. I stopped breathing when I saw him. But it was like my lungs freaked out and didn't know what to do. And I got blushy or some. IDK, it's hard to explain, but I just thought he was very attractive. I tried to fight the feeling I was having, but for some reason my brain really liked him. I ended up going to school with him AMD, the feeling went away. But that was one of the weirdest moments. When I out of nowhere started to like my female friend. Brad Pitt tearing through Hollywood at night in a sky blue common gear. Don't know if it counts as gay. But that was SI as a guy. Seeing Gal Gadot. Watching Lucy Liu in Ally McBeal in the 4th grade. When I was in the 5th grade, my older sister came out as a lesbian. That meant I was a lesbian too, in my 5th grade head. A boy asked me to be his girlfriend not long after. And that's when I knew I was straight. Asked it endless straight again. Tom Hardy and Brunson. The fact that I look at women and think they're hot as I cute beautiful. Lol. When I started imaging myself making out with other girls and enjoying it. When playing Breath of the Wild, I found myself incredibly aroused by Link when he wears certain outfits. I was in my teens. My heart raced every time I got close to my male best friend, and I really loved his scent, which in hindsight is so ridiculous. He literally smelled like sweat. He had hyperhidrosis LMAO, and before I knew it he was in my wet dreams. I identified as a bisexual for about a year after that. Then after a few more boy crushes I realized that no girl ever gave me that type of feeling. Or any feeling at all. Not even the ones every other guy found SI. So that's how I realized I was a fan of Lady Gaga gay. As 11 yos. Me and my same-sex cousin decided to kiss. She pulled away giggling. But I had a whole moment of feeling dizzy and not wanting to stop. Now was this like your cousin? Or just look at your male crush? I agree. I think realizing I found girls really interesting as friends but not so much as girlfriends. They were an acquired taste for me. The moment I, male, got the hots for one cute dude that I've known for years just as much as I have for the girls. He said that we'd have dated if only I confessed. But well, I'm all happy with my current GF. But with an extra icing of mutually fuming for cute guys since my girl is big on the good old gay anime stuff. I loved women so much I became one. Not your typical gay coming out, but gay is gay. For me it was when I walked into a lamppost. Looking at a beautiful woman walking past. Whilst I was with my ex now fiance, male, lol. After that first word. I read your whole comment in an "it's a me" Mario voice. The most recent one, at the Small Forest concert this summer. There was this amazingly looking femboy MTF trans, thin, slight makeup, long red hair and a general fox vibe. do not see myself in a relationship with a guy. But this one person was truly something. I was around 6 years old and got embarrassed that someone might notice I was trying to make every Barbie in my coloring book look like she was wearing a bikini. Thought about that moment a lot growing up. Probably when I was 16 and my best friend and I were like, wonder what it's like to kiss a girl, haha. We went further than kissing. My mother is extremely conservative and I agonized over the possibility of being gay. I'm bisexual and married to a guy. But I've dated my share of women. And I've never been out because of my mom. I think my dad always expected me to be gay and he's cool. When I was having a sleepover with my friend and then he put his arm around me when we were going to bed. I was 15 and at the time there were people going around the school saying that I was lesbian, so in my mind I was like, whatever, I'm not lesbian. The next day after I heard the rumors, a new girl joined the class and I started to be really awkward. Then when the girl laughed I low-key blushed to myself because she had such a pretty smile, and then I knew for sure I was lesbian because I've never felt like that about a boy. I had that feeling before. Just never noticed it was a lesbian feeling, I just assumed it was anxiety. So I was certain I was lesbian and have been a lot happier dating girls since that day.